Hello all, this is Leena Kanikraj, Client Manager Sales and Marketing with more than 23 years of experience, and I'm here with Vidya Prasad, Senior Analyst with ARC Advisory Group, and she has more than 14 years of experience. Vidya has just completed a market analysis report on-off valves, actuators, and switchboxes report. Today we will discuss in detail the scope of the report, the trends, the inhibitors, the leading suppliers, and how this report will be beneficial to the clients. Vidya, can you please brief on the scope of this market analysis report?
So the report provides an in-depth analysis of the worldwide on-off valves, actuators, and switchboxes marketplace, including the quantitative assessment of market size, segmentation, and forecast trends. ARC segments the market by product features, nature of supply, regions, industries, distribution channel, and customer type. The report also provides the qualitative or evaluates the qualitative strategies of the leading suppliers in the market. So I think this will cover the scope of this market.
Thanks, Vidya, for briefing the scope. I would be happy to know the leading supplier for this market.
Yeah, sure. So when I talk about the supplier landscape of this market, the on-off valves, actuator, and switch boxes market remains highly fragmented, comprising of very few globally established multinational manufacturers and hundreds of medium and small scale suppliers with a limited local presence. And many of the leading suppliers have been following an inorganic expansion strategy by actively seeking for acquisition opportunities to boost their market share rapidly. So I think this will cover the supplier landscape for this market. Yes.
Thanks, Vidya. Good to know that the leading suppliers are the global players in this market. And what are the key growth or success factors of this on-off valves, actuators, and switchboxes report?
Factor I would like to mention is the increasing focus on energy security. So the increasing investment in nuclear, LNG, fossil powered plant and regional oil and gas production developments to reduce dependence on unreliable foreign suppliers of energy will help in driving the on-off valves market revenue. And one other factor is the regulations promoting low fugitive emissions. So the governments worldwide are enforcing strict regulation to limit fugitive emissions from process industries with an increasing emphasis on climate change. So to comply with the regulations, several end users are in the process of upgrading their old actuator with high quality or zero emission gas powered valve actuators or electric actuators to minimize the emission and ensure reliable operations. So these will be the factors, positive factors impacting the market.
Great to know that the increasing focus on energy security and regulations promoting low fugitive emissions are the major key growth of this study. So, based on your above feedback, what are the growth inhibiting factors in this market?
But one of them is the local conflict in the developing countries represent a risk on projects. So projects face challenges when implemented in developing regions emerging from civil or external conflict where the rule of law is weak or where the social and political tensions are present. For example, Russia invasion of Ukraine is still having a disruptive impact on the global economy. So, this will be one of the major inhibiting factors affecting the on-off valves market. Yes.
Thanks for sharing that some countries still have disruptive impact on global markets. So, based on the above response, what strategies would you recommend to a buyer of the system?
One of the point will be the end user should consider partnering with the field device suppliers offering remote monitoring operation or analysis because as the location become ever more remote and operations more extensive, it becomes very expensive and hazardous to transport temporary support personnel to these sites. So instead, owner operator should consider establishing practices for remote operation monitoring and management. And the other factor which end users should focus are they should leverage smart sensors, they should use industrial IoT to address skill gaps. So these will be the factors I would like to mention.
Great, Vidya. Thanks for recommending buyers to consider partnering with field device suppliers. So, on audience perspective, I would like to know, is there any other key trends or points you would like to share with the audience?
Definitely. So one of the key trend which every supplier in the valve market is talking about is the increasing regulatory pressure and standard compliance. So both factors are working together to drive end users to make investment in valve actuators. For example, many national governments are putting increasing pressure on end user to meet safety regulation and lower emission from valve assemblies. So this will be the trend I would like to mention.
Nice to know that increasing regulatory pressure and standard compliance are the key trends. So, on based on the all the above trends, how can buyers of the study benefit, like a supplier or asset owner or service provider, if they would like to purchase this report? What benefit they will get out of it?
Client will get to know and develop a better understanding of the competitive environment in which they are operating, as this research report provides the strategic insight into the on-off valves market in terms of how major competitors are coming up with innovative strategies and products to maintain their position in the market. And ARC research aims to help both end user and the supplier of on-off valves for strategic planning. So I think this will be beneficial to both end user and the supplier of this market.
Thanks, Vidya, for the excellent responses to the queries, and I'm sure clients will benefit from listening to you. Audience can feel free to reach out to us by visiting our website through the link given in the description. You can also fill in the contact info on our website to have in-depth conversation more about how the market analysis report like this can help you and your company. Once again, thanks Vidya Prasad for your time, and thanks to the audience. It was a great discussion. Thank you all.
If you like what you saw in this video and want more informative content, be sure to like, comment, and hit the notification bell below. Also, if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks again, folks. We really appreciate the time, and we'll see you in the next video.